Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. Thanks for watching the show. I'm your host, Coach Tripp. Every Monday night, we do a segment called Goode and Faithful Servant with Kerry Goode, my former teammate at Bama. There's Kerry running for many yards. He, as you know, he has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and full of wisdom. He actually wrote this book, Goode and Faithful Servant. There it is right there, Goode and Faithful Servant. A couple of years ago, pick up your copy. Full of wisdom. He takes his chapters by days, goes through about 200 days, and we dissect and deep dive into his chapters. We take 2 or 3 a week. This week's a little bit different, a little different kind of segment. Kerry actually talks about, and you got to catch his Facebook post as well, because he's full of wisdom and he's full of, intensity and just knowledge. So he's going to tackle overcoming adversity today and how you do it. And nobody's really done anything worthwhile without overcoming adversity. So let's talk about, I'm going to let Kerry talk, and then we're going to comment and talk a little bit about his narrative. Sit and listen.
Former Indianapolis Colts head coach Jim Mora became famous for his response after losing a game and being asked about his team's chances of making the playoffs. Mora's high-pitched inflection and face contortions when answering the question were what made the quote so memorable. Many of you, under the sound of my voice, may feel the same way at this point in the season, because life has a curious way of teaching us profound lessons, and sometimes those lessons come in the form of challenges that knock us down. I know most of you have heard a coach or player say after a loss, "We got our butts kicked." Normally, this statement is made when the speaker and his or her team has been physically and mentally beaten in every phase of the game. This involves offensively, defensively, special teams, and even coaching, much like I witnessed in Alabama's loss to Oklahoma. It's easy to feel defeated when facing adversity, but what if we reframed perspective? What if we saw getting beat up as a powerful wake-up call instead of a setback? I have learned that when you're chasing success, you will run into many challenges. I've realized that the more times you get challenged and want to quit but do not, the stronger you come out in the end. In the arena of life, we all experience moments that leave us battered and bruised, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. It's during these times of struggle that we discover the strength within us, waiting to be unleashed. Getting beat up is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it's an invitation to rise stronger than ever before. When life kicks your butt, it strips away the superficial layers of who you thought you were, leaving you raw and vulnerable. It's in this vulnerability that you find the strength to rebuild, transform, and soar to new heights. It is at this moment you receive the knowledge needed to succeed. How we perceive this butt kicking greatly influences our ability to overcome them. Instead of viewing getting beat up as a defeat, see it as a signal to reassess, reevaluate, and reinvent who we are. Shift your perspective to embrace the growth opportunities hidden within the struggle. Getting beat up is not the end of the road. It's a pivotal moment in the journey of learning who you are versus who you want to be. Embrace the bruises and scars as badges of honor, as testaments to your resilience. Remember, it's not about avoiding getting your butt kicked. It's about learning to get up when you've been hit. So, when life throws its hardest punches, stand tall, face the storm, and let the wake-up call propel you toward a stronger, wiser, and more empowered version of yourself. As John 16:33 tells us, "I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked." Proverbs 24:16. Whatever you are going through, make sure you get back up.
Wow. That was a lot. There was a lot there. Let's recap some of Kerry's wisdom on overcoming challenges, why we have challenges, why we have life lessons. He says challenges are just life lessons. It's easy to feel defeated. It's easy. Anybody can do that. Anybody can feel defeated when facing this kind of adversity and these hurdles. Kerry suggests that we reframe our perspective when we get beat up. Use it as a wake-up call instead of a setback. That's a perspective change a lot of us need to look at. The more challenges we face, the stronger we will be, he says. Holy cow. So the more times you get beat up, the stronger you're going to come back. So it's good to get beat up. Everybody's going to eventually get it. Let's face it. He goes on to say in life, we're going to get beat up and beat down. It should signal us to reassess and self-assess, Kerry says. Now we go back to Dougie Baldwin about a self-assessment. Dougie Baldwin is a wide receiver from here in Gulf Breeze, Florida. He went to Stanford, smart kid, and had a great successful NFL career with the Seahawks. And I read an article in Sports Illustrated that it says self-assessment and self-awareness, he said, was my engine. Holy cow, that's strong as train smoke. All right, so Kerry goes on. When life gets the best of us, it leaves us vulnerable with a chance to rebound, rebuild, and rise above and shift your perspective to a learning lesson instead of dwelling on it. John 16:33, he says, I have said these things so you may have peace. The world brings tribulations, but take to heart, I have overcome the world. Proverbs 24:16 says, for a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Wow. Holy macaroni, spaghetti, and pasta vazul. Are you kidding me? A righteous man can rise 7 times, but it only takes 1 to send the wicked one away. Wow. Kerry then advises us that when life throws us its hardest punches, you got to stand tall, face the storm, and let the wake-up call propel you towards a stronger, wiser, and more empowered version of yourself. What choice do you have? Do you go right? Do you go left? Do you make the right decision and rise again? If they buried you, they just planted a seed. That's all. You're going to grow big and strong anyway, like my friend Mark Merrow says. Anyway, I hope you got something out of it. It's a short segment, episode 8, Good and Faithful Servant. Kerry tackles the wisdom of tribulations, of trials, challenges, hurdles, adversity to overcome. We all have to do it. To rise above. So everybody have a great, blessed night. Have a great sports week with everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for these great messages. Without these great sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible, because here on Coach's Corner, we try to inspire and educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, body to act. Have a great one, everybody. So long.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray, and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time. Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Barnes Heating and Air is a proud sponsor of Alabama football, serving the entire Pensacola community for over 50 years. Barnes Heating and Air is passionate about providing customers with world-class air conditioning and heating repairs, sales, and installation. Barnes Heating and Air is family-owned, insured, and committed to quality. For a free estimate, call 478-0141. Barnes Heating and Air is #1 in customer service with service calls 7 days a week. Call Barnes Heating and Air, 478-0141, and roll Tide.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352, 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.